Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Welcome in, 6:04. And man, it's like 37 degrees out right now. Holy crap. But let's get into it the way we always get into it, of course, to enjoy it.
Ahoy! Let's go! We're waking up Chicago. Turn up the radio. It's time to start the show. On Q101 with the morning crew. Ahoy! Let's go! Welcome to the morning show.
Let's go. Give us that proof of life check-in, 312-591-8300. Want to make sure you're good. Aurora checking in early this morning. Thank you, Aurora, which, by the way, out in Aurora last night, I guess people saw a UFO last night in Chicagoland, the West Burbs.
What do you mean you guess?
Well,
Did it
there
happen? Do you have video? Were you there?
there is video. There's
Really?
video of, see, I don't live in the West Burbs, so I have to take the word for the people in Aurora of this. And also the video on NBC5 that I saw, too.
Is it all fuzzy? How come every time a UFO comes around, people's phones don't work right?
Well, it's not a fuzzy thing. It's more of like fire in the sky. And then it kind of breaks up and goes into more pieces of fire in the sky. I don't know if anybody saw it, can describe it better than that in the video. But there's no word from NORAD, which is the people that scan the skies, the North American Aerospace Defense Command, on what happened. Although they're assuming it was a satellite breaking up and into pieces. So I don't know if anybody's phone or internet went out last night. Maybe it was that satellite that covers that. I don't know.
I just can never get a clear shot of a UFO. What's the deal?
Well, they don't want to be perfectly filmed, these aliens. They want to just give us that mystery that
They
maybe
want their
they're around.
privacy. They think they're so important.
Yeah.
They're like, no pictures, please.
Yeah, they deleted the TikTok app. They're not on there.
I know.
They don't want China knowing what they're doing.
Like, this is their privacy settings. That's what we're gonna.
Yeah.
Could you imagine? What everyone thinks we're going to get an alien invasion. I think they're just going to start creating social media accounts.
And then
Like,
start
come
posting.
spend the day with me on Mars. You're like, oh my God.
Nice little selfie.
Eh.
Yeah, I mean, you think they would just come out here and, in the end, like, we'd be their food. That's how I think it's going to end. Like, we're their farm, we're their
Well,
cows.
Like, why? We wouldn't meet an alien and be like, we should eat that. So, like, why would they do that to us?
How do you know I wouldn't think that?
You would, maybe it'll look like a piece of steak.
I don't know. It might look like a nice chicken wing. An arm might look like that. I don't know. Hey, maybe we'll eat them instead of just making peace with the universe and not having them blow us up. I don't know. There's a thought. But I always feel that's what's going to happen. It's not going to be this friendly thing, and it's awesome. We're going to be their food. Right, Twilight Zone, I get it. That's the world I live in.
I know. I mean, I think that that's like what the movies have told us, but I just think that maybe, like, if they're that smart and they're flying around on these planes that we can't make, they could have killed us all by now. They're probably just like, I just think they think we're so ghetto that we're not landing on Earth. Oh my God.
Ugh.
No, thank you.
Fly the UFO through that stop sign. We're not stopping in this
They're
neighborhood.
excited they went to the moon. Okay. They're
Ter-
like embarrassed.
Terry, the math guy, checked in and said Tiffany Henyard was involved with that last night.
Oh,
It's very
she
possible.
funded it.
With some of the money from Dalton, the taxpayer money, funded a UFO. I don't know if anybody saw it. Check in, because apparently it went through all, like I said, Aurora, all the western burb skies. Last night, everybody kind of ran out of their houses when they got on social and said, go look out there right now. There's something there.
Oh my gosh, I didn't see it at all.
Cloudy in your hood?
I guess.
Didn't make it in?
Sleeping.
Yeah. All right, well, we're all here, I think, unless someone was abducted and they want to talk about being probed. You can check in at 312-591-8300. Well, usually that's the way it happens, too. Why do they want to probe us so much? Why can't we just sit out?
This is the movies. You can't use movies as your base for alien knowledge.
But I used to listen, there was a radio show back in the day, an overnight show with a guy named Art Bell, where he used to talk about that kind of stuff. And they'd always have some guy call up from like Nevada and say, when the aliens took me, well, the first thing they started doing was, they took my pants down. And then they, why did they do that first? I don't know.
I don't know. Then they find out he just took a Molly at a party. I just wanted to see what popped up. I typed in Aurora, Illinois UFO.
Yeah.
The AI overview of it is just funny to me.
How about you read it?
Aurora, Illinois has had several reported UFO sightings over the years. From the National UFO Reporting Center. they've received extraterrestrial anomalies in Aurora. That's just funny to me. The National UFO Reporting Center. Do you think, like, that's a 24/7 hotline?
Is there a number attached to it?
Well, now I'm going to look it up.
Yeah, I got to go there. We got time.
If there's a number attached to it, I'll call them.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Hold on.
And so you got probed?
Yeah.
They're like, please wait in line.
It was Tuesday after all.
Say it was the best Tuesday of your life.
Well, you know, par for the course.
Yeah.
It's in Davenport,
Iowa.
Washington.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh, I'm familiar with Davenport, Iowa.
There's probably more than one. Like Paris.
Yeah, just like that. Give me your phone number, Kenzie.
I'm trying to find one.
No phone number.
You can donate. I found a donation.
I don't,
link before I know.
I want to donate. I want to call.
So wait, I can give him money, but not get a hold of him. What a genius idea.
It's smart.
Oh, it's so good.
File a UFO report. Here
Oh,
we
okay.
go. Rocket launches.
Wait, you can fire a rocket? Whoa.
Oh, here's the hotline. Are you ready?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's 206.
Wait, should we give this out on the air? 206. It says their national hotline.
Yeah,
It's
it's national. It's fine.
It's if you've seen a UFO. Don't call if you haven't. Rude. Okay, so 206-722-3000.
Oh, it's kind
Or
of
you
easy.
can hit file a report. And you can just type this up.
But you'll probably have a $5 donation to file a
Yeah.
report.
Brian,
This
I'm
is
calling them. Do you
funny.
want to pull up line 1 real quick? I'm calling them.
Okay.
See if you can pick that up.
So I can't do it until you put it on hold on my
Oh.
end.
Okay, hold on. Sorry, I've never done a live phone call like this.
This is exciting. Let's see what happens. What am I going to ask him?
But, well, I
Like-
want to know about the sighting last night. Ask
If
how many
anybody-
phone calls they got for Aurora.
Yeah. So right now, Case is in the other room, and he's trying to see if anybody picked up. So in our room, he has to put it on hold, then bring it to me. He's in another room.
This site is insane. So if I hit file a report,
Mm-hmm.
right?
Yeah.
You have to say the duration, sighting time. Where were you when you saw it? Land, boat, or aircraft?
Hold on, Case already hung up with him. So, so I got to know what happened. Wait. We're running up against it here. Can you tell us what happened in a minute?
I can't. I called him.
No.
You want me to wait?
Wait a second.
All right.
I'm against. I got to hit a commercial break.
Okay, all right.
So when we come back, Case will tell us what happened when he picked up the UFO hotline to report in Aurora there was a UFO last night.
But
Because he hung up on him really quick.
you guys, I have to. But the way you report these are insane. Like, I don't think you're listening because where were you when you saw it? You have just like land, boat, or aircraft, and then shape of aircraft is a drop down menu. The shapes are insane. Like changing cone, like disc, egg. Egg is one of the formation,
Yeah.
star, teardrop. No, like this is insane.
All right, let's hold up, and we'll do more of that. And Case will tell us what happened when he called the UFO hotline to report the aliens in Aurora this morning because he can't stop laughing in his room, and he hung up on him really quick. I don't know what that means.
Brian and Kenzie.
On Q101.
Coming up in about 5 minutes, we'll have a fact that makes your brain go, as we always do here with Brian and Kenzie on Q101. But first, we've talked about what everybody saw in Aurora last night in the western burbs. It's fire across the sky, and NORAD, which is our defense command, has not commented on it yet about what it is. Brent Miller from NBC5 said he thinks it was a satellite breaking up. Ha! Sure, it was a satellite breaking up. Sure. Aliens are here. And if you want to report it, Kenzie's done the research on how you can do that to a website. And Case called the phone number of the UFO reporting center.
Hotline.
The National, put some respect on their name. It is the National UFO Reporting Center. Be respectful.
So during the break, Case was on the phone with them, and then all of a sudden I saw the line go dead, and he couldn't stop laughing. So I don't know what the result of that was. You have the audio of the call.
I have the phone call audio. You can go ahead and play it, Brian.
Okay, let's get to what happened just moments ago here on the show when we tried to report a UFO.
I put the whole phone call in there.
Thanks.
No, we gathered.
Box is full, and there is not enough space to leave a message. Thank you for using CenturyLink's voice messaging service. Goodbye. Goodbye.
How is their voicemail box full?
We're being attacked.
Oh my God. They're slammed, Case.
It's so disturbing, so disappointing.
I would like to, if you're not going to have a 24/7 hotline, which I don't understand why you wouldn't, if you're running a UFO database.
Right.
At least let me leave a message so I can give you guys an update on the UFOs in
Okay.
Aurora and Yorkville.
It's obviously just full. You heard them.
But
They have
need
it
to-
set up.
Why is it not 24/7?
Because 24/7 you can file a report by typing it up yourself because they have that
I
pulled
don't
up.
want to do that.
Here's a thought.
What?
Okay.
Remember back in the days of TiVo or having a DVR when you'd run out of space? But now, myself and Case have YouTube TV, where now they raised the price, like $100 a month, whatever it is now, $79 a month.
About.
It's unlimited recording.
That's right.
I can record millions of hours of the challenge on MTV, and I'm fine.
I recorded all of the Olympics. I have every game on my DVR.
So,
I gotta be honest, I don't get the correlation.
Well, why does
does it
hasn't-
matter if you're watching the challenge?
why hasn't voicemails expanded to that too?
That's true.
Why can't we have unlimited voicemail space? It can't be that much space.
Who's leaving voicemails anymore?
Goodbye.
I don't get why voicemails haven't expanded, because video has to be way more space on a
Bandwidth,
computer,
yeah,
bandwidth
yeah.
than a voice call.
When you think
Yes.
about it, voicemail hasn't made any technological strides in the last 15 years.
Because they're
Pathetic.
like, who's using it?
UFO
That's how they
people.
feel.
UFO people.
Yeah.
I know, but you can file this little report yourself,
Oh.
and that's probably what they want you to do.
How many questions do they ask you on the website, Kenzie, to file
I'm
a
not
report?
even kidding. It's a scroll down. There's a ton. There's parts. It says part 1. I swear to God. It's date and location. You need time, date you saw it, duration of the length you selected on the map, your specific location. There's privacy. Where were you when you saw it? Land, boat, aircraft, and other details. Part 2 is what did you see? Shape of aircraft is a drop-down menu that includes teardrop, star, unknown, light. I'm like, okay. Egg, disc, lots of options.
Anything
Cigar.
about-
Cigar is one of the shape options.
Well, back in the old days when they would say that when you hear UFO reports, because I've been in those wormholes, they always say it looks like a cigar. They used to say,
What?
Yeah, they used to say in the sky eggs or cigars.
But that's cigar is kind of part of my language, but penis shaped.
Uh,
That's not on here.
But I feel like cigar, they're the same, they're cylinders.
No, because if you tell me you saw something shaped like a penis, I would assume, I
Balls?
would imagine balls too. Yeah.
Goodbye.
Thank you, Brian. So after shape of balls,
yeah, I gotta be
Color.
honest.
color, so you're like a little fleshy.
Pink.
Number of aircraft, witnesses, sighting summary, angle of elevation, direction it flew away from you, moving direction, estimated distance. I mean, this thing has to take you a very long time. Characteristics of the object.
Anything about being probed.
Close encounter list.
Yeah.
Abduction, entities were seen, missing time was experienced, marks found on body afterwards.
Yeah.
Nyeh.
Yep.
Animals' reaction to events.
My dog was like, God, what is that? What is that big penis in the sky? Arr?
Oh, this is an interesting question. This is it says, are you any of these? And it says pilot, military, law enforcement, or aviation.
Ask
And
questions.
then that's it. So it's interesting. There's a place to upload it. Part 3, your contact.
How many parts are there?
I swear to
We
God.
can't go through them all. We got to get moving here.
It's insane.
Okay. Wow. So if you saw some in Aurora last night, report that at that. What's the website called?
This is the National UFO Reporting Center.
But what's the website?
That's what it is.
National US. It's on. And what is those called?
Acronym?
Thank you.
I was going to let her figure
All
it out.
I did is move my hands closer together for reference. 'cause
She
I'm
started
like,
her-
what does it mean when it gets shorter?
Started her hands way out. And well, what's it called when you go, "Meow"?
Here.
Either shrinkage or an accurate acronym.
The acronym is NUFORC.org. But if you just typed in National UFO Reporting Center, I'm sure it would pop up.
We'll put a link to it. We'll get a link to it, make it easier.
In case if you could just get that up.
Yeah, you can't call them.
Goodbye.
All right, right after Cage the Elephant, a fact that makes your brain go. With Brian and Kenzie on Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. And right to the point, 70% of us in Chicago do this, and it's something we accused our grandparents of only doing. And now Gen Zers even, millennials, everybody is doing it. And it doesn't matter, the younger even more than older, 70% of us are doing this now. And before only accused our old relatives of doing all the time because they did do it. And I will say that I do it. So what do you think it is, Kenzie? Something that, you do that only old people would have been considered doing in the past.
I know that, like, my husband makes fun of me for this, and he thinks I'm like a curmudgeon-y old woman for it, so I'm going to say that. After I use the oven, I leave it open because I don't want to waste the heat.
Holy crap, I do that too.
Yeah.
Wow.
It's like, and that's how my mom rock and rolled because it was pretty chilly when we were growing up. We couldn't wait for dinner to warm up a bit. So I just heat it up. I got to open it and like warm up the house. Even in the summer, like we're all warm.
Yeah, that's a
I can't do it.
great answer. I'm not going to tell you if you're right or wrong. Case, what do you think it is?
Having issues with TV remotes.
TV remote issues.
I think TV remotes have gotten more complicated.
Well, there's so many more of them now.
There's so many more
And
of them.
Apple TV went, how can we make it the smallest thing ever? Mm-hmm. Well, it's like their goal. It's slippery as hell. God, the whole thing's slick and it's tiny. It just shoots like a rocket.
See what I mean?
Oh,
It's the worst when you had to have, right now without a cable box and all that crap, just have one remote. I have one for the TV because YouTube TV, that's how I do it.
Yeah.
But back in the day, I had like 3 or 4 remotes.
we have so many because we have like what turns on our sound system and our TV are 2 different remotes.
Oh, Brian, they have a sound system you have to turn
And
on with a different
then-
remote.
I used to have that.
Yeah, it must be
Megan made me
nice.
get rid of it.
I bet.
I had speakers as tall as me.
Yeah, so everyone loves surround sound porn.
Who doesn't? Duh.
And then the Apple
feel like
TV.
I'm there.
And then you need the Apple TV remotes. We have 3 remotes.
Do you have a Roku remote? Is that what turns on maybe your phone?
We have a Roku in the
Yeah.
guest room because it's just my old Roku when I lived in like an apartment. So we just put it in there.
Yeah.
So my husband's like, we do Apple TV. Like I was like, ghetto. He's like, okay. I'm like, that's rude.
It's very mean he talks to you like that about your remotes. Roku.
If you
Ghetto.
need to talk to somebody, let us know.
Shush. That wouldn't be my first complaint.
Oh.
But the Apple TV remote also bothers me because I'm like, what is this, like an iPod, like Nano? Like, what? I thought we adapted from this. I hate the
Yeah.
little swirly, there's no arrows on it. The Apple TV remote drives me nuts.
Okay, so Kenzie says keeping the oven open after you've cooked to help heat the house.
Yeah.
Case says it's remotes, TV remotes. It's 70% of us in Chicago do this now that we used to accuse just old people of doing it, but now we all do it. We'll have the answer for you in 3 minutes.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.
Brian and Kenzie on Q101. Time for a fact that makes your brain go. 70% of us do this, and it's something that we only used to accuse old people of doing because they did do it. And now all of us, doesn't matter if you're a Gen Zer or whatever age you are at this point, pretty much 18 years old or up, 70% of us in Chicago are doing this. Kenzie guessed, pull the oven open after you cook to let it air out and heat the rest of the house.
Yep. Don't waste that heat, baby.
I do that one. And Case said about remote controls helps. What did you say? Help somebody with the remote? What'd you say, Case?
That they just have issues with the TV remote.
Having issues with the remote, which, again, I'm down to 1 remote, so I'm very happy about that. I used to have multiple remotes, but I do miss when I had to sell my sound system. When Kenzie brought that up, it brought back so many PTSD memories of having to sell it on Facebook Marketplace, my whole sound system, because Megan said it was too big. When the guy drove away, I almost ran after him and said, I changed my mind. Take my money. Take it back. I'll give you money to keep
She
it.
said the speakers were too big. Didn't you like hang them up?
No, these were floor speakers, Kenzie. These are floor sound
that was a
system speakers.
mistake.
They were as tall as me.
What?
They were 6 feet tall.
Well, now I stand with Megan again.
But you should have heard the sound, Kenzie, with a subwoofer. You're watching a Cubs game or you're watching Fast and Furious. The cars would go right through you.
One of the two.
From the back speakers to the front.
Only 2 things I'm watching.
I had 11 speakers, and it went all the way around the house, under the couch, the vibration.
Okay, relax. You didn't have 11 6-foot-tall speakers.
No. Not that many. I had 11 speakers, but not the side speakers were as tall as me, 6 feet tall.
Right.
But then I had surround ones underneath, the subwoofers. Oh, it was so good. It's gone now.
The couches like shake.
Absolutely, 100%.
You should get the ones that you hang up so they're off the floor.
So I do have Sonos now, which sound great. The Sonos soundbar, the ones behind us for the sound around. We have the surround. It sounds really nice. It's really good. It was the right decision.
Okay. God, you're spiraling.
A lot of PTSD.
Hit me with that fact, Brian.
All right, the
Good
fact
Lord.
is, 70% of us, it's not about the oven, it's not about remotes, but it is about TV, so Case was close. 70% of us And this is Gen Zers, 18 to 25, and even millennials up to 41. It's a little bit less, but close to 70%. Watch our content with the captions on. Watch TV with the captions on. On your phone, on YouTube, if you have it silenced, the captions come up automatically. I think you can turn that off, but it's always on with me. But on TV, which I've noticed that I have it on now all the time. The captions, I never turn it off almost.
Oh.
Do you not do that?
I only do it when I'm here because the videos can't play on the radio.
But if you're watching,
So if I'm looking at it,
something on Netflix or something, you don't leave the captions on anymore?
I don't know. But in fairness, I don't know how to turn them on. So
Go to settings.
So I don't know. I don't like to push a bunch of extra buttons. I don't want anything to happen.
I'll show you. It's not that tough, actually. It's pretty quick and easy.
And I can already hear my husband like, "Why are these on?" I'm like, "I don't know."
Case, do you watch with captions on?
My girlfriend is a captions person, so I've adopted the captions lifestyle. And the only thing I don't like about it is when you watch a sitcom, sometimes it gives away the punchline before the characters say it.
Correct. Yeah.
Otherwise, look, it's a form of reading, so I don't mind.
Well, it's become, I think, a big issue of that we can't even pay attention to the show that's going on, so we need the captions to follow what's going on.
At least you're finally getting your reading in.
Yeah, Friday nights.
We can't count that as reading. It's not fully paying attention to the show. You have your phone open while you're watching TV. So what are they just kind of half watching?
But I think it helps me digest the show more. Like if I'm rewatching Sopranos, now I like having the captions on because I can really, really dive into everything that's going on.
I like the telenovela captions when they go when they try to translate stuff to because it'll say gasps in Spanish. Have you ever seen that?
Yeah.
I love that.
Yeah.
It makes me laugh so hard.
Yeah, it's also you're not taking advantage of the cinematography and you're not watching the show. You're reading the show.
Oh, relax, Spielberg.
Oh, 100%. You're not taking advantage of what they envisioned you to enjoy the show with. You're just reading.
Well, you watch the same show 800 times in a row. So you've gathered everything already, don't you? You refuse to watch something new.
I watch some things new now and then.
Like
but
what?
What did I
What's
watch?
the newest thing you've watched? And you can't say the challenge.
Damn it!
I don't want to hear about that show ever again.
Let me think about it during the break. Okay.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
The Brian and Kenzie Show.
On Q 101.
Well, we've been hit up a lot this morning about what happened in Thornton Township last night at a board meeting with Tiffany Henyard, our mayor from Dalton, the #1 overall seed and Piece of Garbage Madness, the winner last year, and most likely a #1 overall seed this year when it comes in about 2 months. But we're going to break this down a little bit more at 7:50 in about an hour because we have sports to do. We have to give away Chicago Wolves tickets. We have a Clash with Kenzie for trivia. But just to give you a taste, so last night's board meeting in Thornton Township saw the board approve several items, including accepting insurance on property and government vehicles, services that have been shuttered or closed for a couple months. Even during the lapse when these services were supposed to be halted, buses were spotted shuttling people to Henyard's Big Bingo event.
Oh, right? That's not what I honestly, that's not what I thought you were going to say.
Yeah. So on Wednesday, they're expected to be back running again with the other services. But the brawl that happened last night, things took a violent turn after known Tiffany Henyard opponent, Jedediah Brown, ended his speech by hurling an insult at Tiffany Henyard toward her way. And CBS 2, this is the audio from CBS 2 of what happened.
As Jedediah Brown finished his public comments directed to Supervisor Tiffany Henyard, he ended with this.
You gone.
And before Brown could get back to his seat, Henyard's allies, including her boyfriend, Kamal Woods, confronted Brown, and punches went flying. Several men joined the tussle where people threw punches and started kicking. Security guards tried separating the men. Witnesses say Henyard, who was in the front of the room with the Board of Trustees, ran towards that tussle. Her intentions unclear, but she did lose a shoe and was thrown to the ground.
You gone.
Is this real life?
In fairness, the taxpayers probably bought that shoe.
It's ours now.
Yeah, in fairness.
Was Richard Reed the shoe bomber there? Jeez.
Good pull.
Oh, God. Holy cow. We're going to break this down more in an hour of what happened in Dalton last night. But one a night, again, coming up in sports, We will have Chicago Wolves tickets at the end of sports. A lot going on with the Blackhawks. And why the White Sox are probably the most amazing team in Major League Baseball.
Brian and Kenzie in the morning. And Chicago's alternative all day.
Q101.